Hello and welcome to FMM, Channel of Fire. I'm your host, Mike Dukes. Again, it's been a while since I recorded anything. I haven't been inactive. It's just that I've been going back to work. I work at a school and then I teach social studies for junior hires and high schoolers. So I haven't quite had the time, but I did go to a couple tournaments at the end of summer. I went to a tournament and I went 401. With Blue Moon, yay! So I got a prize. That was really good. And then after that, I failed miserably. It was like 1-4 or something like that. So after that, I was like, oh, what should I do? Went to the local tournament, a slightly smaller one, and I went 2-1. And then at the end, I kind of decided to go back to my old favorite. So I've been kind of brewing my head, also testing quite a bit. With my friends, and I think it's time to roll this out. Now, before you think that, I've tested it, and you guys are thinking, you just tested, you didn't go to tournament, not to worry. I have taken a Jeskai Saheeli list before the whole errata happened with companions. So it's not like I'm a noob at this particular combo. It didn't look like this at all, obviously. But I kind of moved away from it because companions changed quite a bit. And with this list, I won quite a mid-size, I guess, tournament. And I was really, really happy with it. And then the companion thing happened, and I haven't touched it for a while. So I thought, why not? I was scouring the internet and I saw kind of like a list that featured white red heavy with a touch blue Saheeli Rai combo here in Japan in Hareruya. And I was like, you know what? I could modify this and kind of make it my own and see if it works. And the results have been pretty phenomenal. So I thought I would share it here on the internet, kind of get some feedback from you guys. And I think I'm ready to take this to the tournament and see how it goes. All right, there's a lot to unpack here. Obviously, this is the main board. I'll show you the sideboard in a minute, but I think the biggest takeaway is this. One of the biggest weaknesses for the Felidar combo has been this guy. At the end of the day, he has to be able to do something, or he's a clunky 1-4 that sits there doing nothing. Obviously, if you combo, you win, but the opponent's not going to let you combo. So many people go the green route. They touch green, 4-color they go, so that you can flicker Oath of Nisa for value or any other thing for value. And everybody's going kind of the value town approach with this to try to compensate for the fact that you're tapping out for 4 mana and you're going 1-4. And if you don't have the combo, then it's just sitting. It's a sitting duck. So I thought for a moment, I've been on control for a while, been on Blue Moon for a while, and been touching blue and white for a while. I was like, what if we combine the combo aspect of it as well as the Stoneforge Mystic aspect of it so that we can have the combo when necessary, but Felidar Guardian is not dead on its own, basically if we have a sword out there. All right, so let's break it down. I chose Serum Visions because it is a combo deck. I want to dig for the combo. I don't necessarily want to operate instant speed. I want to dig as far as I can. Also, I dropped the land count down to 22, which made it so that hitting those land drops is crucial. Now, in the prior years when I played Saheeli combo, I've noticed that you only need about 4 or 5 lands to operate, so you don't need too much, which means I didn't want like 24 lands in the main deck, in which I flood quite easily. I wanted like 22 lands or so, and in order to compensate for that, I put in Serum Visions. Back down, we have our removal package, 8 removal. This is what makes this deck hum, is that you have removal at any time. Lightning Bolt is great against opponent Jaces and or anything that you don't want to give land to. Of course, you can also turn around and kind of go the beatdown approach. You can go Lightning Bolt, Snapcaster, Lightning Bolt, and then kind of beat them down fast too if you are on if they're more controlling than you are, if you will. Remand. I've noticed that a lot of Felidar lists have Remand instead of, for example, Mana Leak or Logic Knock. And the reason for that is because you want to dig. Again, at the end of the day, you want to dig for the combo. That is your plan A, if possible. Okay, here it is. Stoneforge Mystic package. Now, sorry, this is supposed to be Batterskull right here. I know it looks really funny. It's like, what is that they're doing here? I apologize. I've ordered it. It's coming because I've tested it for a while, and I was like, I think this is going to work. So I did end up ordering it. But this is Batterskull. This, though, is iffy because usually it is a Sword of Feast and Famine. I think everybody agrees that Sword of Feast and Famine is one of the best swords, which is one of the reasons why people use it, right? However, Sword of Feast and Famine is a card that you want if you are going at instant speed, if you're a control deck, if you're countering stuff. I'm not sure if this deck wants to necessarily always... By the way, I did buy it, so I am going to test out both. For Sword of Feast and Famine coming with Batterskull, but I don't think you want to really operate in instant speed. If possible, yes, and going through Tarmogoyf is big game. I recognize that, right? So it's not like, it's only the untap ability that's meaningful. Of course, the discard ability is meaningful. Everything is meaningful. I'll probably maybe go that way too. Maybe I'll add 2 swords. I don't know. But right now I have Sword of Light and Shadow, and the reason is twofold. One is, if you have Felidar Guardian with a sword, they can't lightning bolt it. It's already full toughness, so you don't need the Sword of Fire and Ice kind of protection. What you do need, however, is to make sure that the Felidar Guardian is back into your hand. So, for example, you can go Saheeli, you cast Felidar, it doesn't work. Maybe a Stoneforge or a Snapcaster has a Sword of Feast of Famine. You can pick up the Felidar and try comboing again. So it's kind of the recurring combo ability that I am looking for. Again, it might change. Let me know in your comments what you guys think. So that's why we have Sword of Feast and Famine for now. So for Mystic package, of course, can be blinked with Felidar Guardian, which does make me think that maybe we need another equipment or so. But it can be blinked for value. So again, Felidar Guardian playing 2-3 roles here. It can equip the sword. It can blink for value, etc. So, oh, my wife just texted me. That's awesome. Okay. All right, so then we go into Force of Negation. Obviously, this is to protect the combo if they are moving in sorcery speed, or if they're moving in instant speed. If you have 3 mana, you could do that too. All right, this is Snapcaster Maze 3. It can hold a sword, Value Town. It can go Lightning Bolt, Beat Town. Overall, a great card. Now, this is I think, you guys are wondering why this is usually in control lists. Not in like kind of this combo control kind of list. Why would we put Archmage's Charm? And the reason is because it can dig too. And I think that is significant. At instant speed, you can dig for your combo if you need to. And of course, you can protect your combo if you have enough mana. And so the duality nature of that, being able to dig for your combo or protect your combo, or again, like counter anything that it might disrupt anything, is pretty big game. And so what I've done with this list, what I've done with this deck, is I've leaned it heavily towards blue. Because what happens is, I think other lists, they heavily lean it towards another color, whether it's red or whether it's white, or if it's 4 color, then you're touching green. So I've basically made a blue control list with the combo and the Stoneforge Mystic package there. So you want to win kind of mid, or maybe early to mid game. If it gets too long, then you're relying on like card advantage from this guy, and this guy. Oh, and I get a phone call. Sorry about that. I got a phone call from my wife. Okay, so and then we have let's see, and we have Jason Mind Sculptor to again tuck anything back into the deck, and then you recur it with Stoneforge Mystic for extra value, etc. Saheeli Rai combos, but also what's cool is that this also digs for the combo, and if there's any other, like in your scry, if there's any other like equipment that's on top, you can tuck it to the bottom, which is cool. What's also cool is that you can copy the equipment, double equip it, and get 2 triggers if necessary, as well as a buff 2+2. I mean, that's not going to be your A game. It's going to be like C, D, E game. Of course, you're not looking for that per se, but it is a thing to do. All right, and finally, Teferi Time Reveler. This assures that your combo goes through without any counter or any disruption. I'm thinking about going to 3, but I just don't know what to cut at this point. But this is your main deck. I call it Saheeli Blade because Saheeli is one of my favorite planeswalkers, and Stoneforge Mystic I've been playing since it has been out. I played it in Legacy. Now I really, really want to play it in Modern effectively. And perhaps in your local tournament, you'll be able to surprise somebody with this, and hopefully it works. So on to the sideboard and lands. And here we are, and sideboard time. All right, sideboard and, of course, lands, because usually lands are, kind of typical. But there's one thing I wanted to highlight. So I did display the lands as well. All right, onto the sideboard is obviously dependent on your meta. You can, adjust to whatever meta you want. I just have a couple of notes though, that and perhaps reasonings of why I include certain cards. First of all, this is just me. I love Young Pyromancer. I have loved Young Pyromancer forever and ever and ever, and so. I love the tokens, I get all shiny tokens and stuff like that. It's right here. It's pretty cool. But there is a reason for that, and that is against pretty much control or any game in which I have to go fast and faster than the opponent, in which the opponent is not relying upon removal spells. So anytime that I feel like, okay, in this battle, for example, against Euro or for against hard control like blue and white, any battle in which I have to go lower than them, meaning lower curve, wider, attack more, I bring these guys in. And this is not the only list that I've included Young Pyromancer. I play him in Blue Moon as well. And it's surprisingly effective. And actually, it was a Japanese player that I was playing against that suggested it. It's like, don't you have Young Pyromancer on the side? And I was like, oh, that's actually a really good idea. So I've been using him for a long time now. But obviously, it doesn't fit every meta, so you can adjust to your own meta. Do what you will. I do have this Supreme Verdict one that's kind of iffy. Like, I'm comboing and I have a lot of creatures, so why would I want to wipe the whole creatures out? Like, obviously it's against like go wide decks and or Utron list. I'm not sure. That's an iffy one. Obviously we have your Graveyard Hate. It could be more. We have Aether Gust. This is pretty clutch and pretty gold. If you are using blue and they bring in Choke, or they bring in the 1 mana green instant that I can't think of. And this one, this is obviously for Tron. Although Tron doesn't become too bad if we're comboing, especially Utron too, but like we can usually combo before them and they don't have a lot of disruption. So in that sense, like we don't really need to rely heavily on this because we are now a combo list. This is important, however, this Mystical Dispute, because we want to protect our combo, and this helps us protect our combo with 1 mana if we're going against blue decks. So pretty clutch here. I can almost see this going up to 3. Celestial Purge, obviously catch all, more removal, and timely reinforcements against burn and aggressive decks. It can also hold a sword. All right, so that is my sideboard right now. We will see where it goes. We will see where I can take it. One of the reasons why I wanted to show lands is because of these two. My sister did the extension art. She's not a magic player or anything. She's just an artist. She studied art in college, and right now, she's a happy mother of 4 children, and she's at home, and she's like, yeah, I'll paint one of these for you. And I was like, oh, really? And then she painted these, and these turned out just... any excuse I can play with these, I'm good. So anyway, put that aside. The fetch lands are a bit budget. Obviously this should probably be a Scalding Tarn. I haven't gotten my 4th Scalding Tarn, so I was like, oh, I'll just use this for now. It hasn't been an issue. It is a blue centric deck. I think it can go more basics than 2. 2 is a bit pushing it, but what makes this deck tick, able to, like the 3-color tick, is this Triome. And the Triomes have been pretty big. I don't know about America, but at least here in Japan, a lot of the Japanese players, including myself, we have been really noticing quite the powerful effect that you can have. Like turn 1, you can have fetch land, and if you don't do anything, like you have like a removal in hand, whether it's lightning bolt or whatever, if you don't do anything, you can fetch for a tri-land, and it pretty much fixes all of your mana in one shot. So this pretty clutch. The cycling is, man, you almost never cycle, but the fact that you can get 3 colors, and then for this deck, because you need 3 colors, is pretty big. So this 1 of Triome has been pretty clutch. Okay, this is what's really cool though that I've noticed in my testing is the Sanctuary. And what's cool about that is that you can flicker it with Felidar Guardian, I believe. So you can have recurring effects over and over again. If there's nothing else to do with Felidar, if you're not comboing and then you don't have anything else to flicker, you can flicker one of these guys, put Lightning Bolt on top, and then you can get that control game rolling. So again, like, this approach, Felidar Guardian, instead of flickering for value, and so you jam all these enchantments and or things that draw you cards like Wall of Omens, right? Which is iffy. Like you can draw a card with Wall of Omens. Yeah, it does stop the enemy, but it can't hold a sword. Like it can't do anything else other than, I mean, I guess you could path it and kind of ramp. But it doesn't really do anything else. And if you don't have the Felidar Guardian, then it's pretty much meaningless. It's rotting in your hand. And so at the end of the day, I wanted Felidar Guardian to do more than simply just flicker something. And then holding a sword makes a whole bunch of sense to me. Again, it's only in the testing. It's only theory crafting for now, which is why I'm posting it on YouTube. I'm hoping that I'll get some feedback. Maybe some of you guys who have more access to tournaments. You know, obviously I have to work and I have to take care of my children and stuff, which is a joy. I love it, but I can't go to tournaments every week, which I would love to. I do go every month though. And if you guys could get that testing in and let me know if this works out. Maybe it sucks. Maybe you guys have better ideas than this. And then let me know. And then I will say, hey, you know, awesome to you. I would love to try that. So then I could try it and I can win in the tournaments too using your guys' modified list. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Thank you. And please like and subscribe all of our content. And thank you for watching.